I feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light. My body goes numb, feels like someone cut my tongue. I didn't know a heart could die this young. Oh, now when I look in your eyes, I feel paralyzed.
of targets to find and not a lot of room to work with. He's got no teammates even close. There's a player playing drop in Anti who can rotate semi-quickly, but this could be all over before it even begins if that bomb goes down. Time will be crucial. The drop room flank attempts to come in, but there's actually 2 players playing from here, so that's going to get shut down, and SGM's playing brilliantly on the site. Catches 1. That's the other drop room player down, so now only 2 players to get crunched on. I said SGM would be tested. Well, he's standing strong. He's got players close all around him, but his team is already coming in. Harden finally answering back for the Rectify side, but it may be too little too late. They had the exact correct read going into this, but they just couldn't get the kills and fell apart as soon as they executed onto the site. Great play from SGM, and really just a bit of a stunted take from Rectify. Losing that drop room player really seemed to send them reeling. They weren't expecting there to be 2 players there waiting and ready, but that strong drop room presence from Orion was the perfect counter to the Rectify pistol round. Now with the hand cannons purchased up, there's 3 Deagles on the map for Rectify. That's always a bit of an interesting joker factor in these anti-eco rounds, as it only takes 1 shot to make that work. Atlas sneaking around the corner with the CZ is actually going to be the first point of impact, takes the first kill as well. SGM, who held on so well in the last rounds, already been taken off the server. So that could spell trouble for Orion. This is going to prompt a bit of a split defense, 2-2 to either site, and the Rectify side is setting up once more. Cadenza's on the long walkabout. For some reason, chose to go for the full rotate all the way around, perhaps setting up to throw a grenade. That's exactly what he is doing. Kind of curious about where the smoke's going to go, actually. Oh, it disappeared. There we go. Where's the smoke going? Right back of sight. Interesting to cut off the rotate. Now we're into things as players are going to come streaming out off of platform, but once again, the kill's just not working out for them once they actually get onto the site. Gizzy chiming in with 1. Now the range is close, so these pistols can have an impact, but only if they can stay alive. Gizzy just tearing them apart. Harden gets 1, but that's, again, the only impact he'll have in the round. Guns can be retrieved. 3 players still alive. The rifle lives as well. So Orion hold off the eco round. There was some clever utility usage, but ultimately wasn't enough. At least the bomb plant means that Rectify Gaming are going to have more money going forward. That's certainly something to speak of. That guarantees cash to get a buy round sooner rather than later. But still not quite the result they were hoping for. XM still up. That's on help. It's a bit of an interesting gun to play with. There are a lot of spots on this map where shotguns can be effective, particularly in drop room and around broken wall. It looks like he is going to opt to play in that drop room, so things could get interesting, and he is going to be tested, so we'll see if this XM can do its work. It will! 1 kill, not 2. Filthy actually catches that away from his teammate, but it likely would have been 2 kills if not for that. Atlas, a great deagle shot on the platform, and Cadenza grabs a kill in drop room as well. They're crunching onto the site, but another great shot from Godzu. These deagles are answering out, so that bomb's going to be planted again, and rifles have actually been retrieved. Rather, a rifle and an XM. Rifle down. This could get a little risky. That bomb's been planted. The XM can close the distance. SGM's low. Anti really needs to come up big. Ooh, and Cadenza is not going to give them time to get away. He's going to get aggressive. Crutch into that drop room. They may not be expecting him from drop. This is a bit of an unorthodox position to play from, but he's given the information away. Now it's all on Cadenza. Nearly catches 1, but unfortunately doesn't have any range with his XM. Can't get anything done. A little bit of health down onto Anti, but they'll both stay alive. Bomb will be defused. Should be plenty of time for that. And guns can be retrieved. Rectify seem like they have some good ideas, but they don't quite have just the click in the mid round to get it done. Orion's been holding on well despite some clever plays from Rectify. Now the rifles are up, though. Full rifles on the board. There's an AWP on SGM, but the full AK's up on the Rectified side. Because they keep getting these plants, they have every toy to play with as well. All of the utility in the world to work with, and that's going to allow them an opportunity to really show exactly what they want to do. Before, they've been working with like clever plays and slightly broken buys. I'm hoping that off the back of this full buy, we see a little bit more of an impact from them. Gizzy's not going to let that happen, though, taking down Nightmare before he has a chance to even begin into the round in the drop room. A nice boost up coming out of Orion. They've been showing a lot of aggression towards that drop room, and so far it's been rewarded. Ooh, next point of contact out here on long and in danger. Atlas stands tall in danger, but he's already lost a teammate down long. The players are stacking up for Rectify. The bodies, that is, an SGM with a long Molotov somehow catches another out towards long. That's a bit sloppy out of Rectify. They're down to 2 players, and there's 4 up to face them. And Atlas, at this point, barely counts as a player. He's got 10 health. They've just, again, had the push completely decimated. This is not looking like they'll even be able to get a plant out here. They're going to try, for sure. But there's not a lot of wiggle room to work with. And they're going to go back to that A well. Ooh, the boost up coming out as well. SGM, nice shot from Atlas at least to get things done. But, not working out. 4 rounds on the board for Orion, and they've looked very comfortable in all 4 of those rounds. So far, a bit of a dominating affair. Now, we're going to have a bit of a broken buy here. Upgraded pistols, 2 rifles on the map as well. It's an AK on Cadenza and Harden. I guess they're going for the full force here. We're approaching, I mean, we are at maximum loss bonus, so it's not an insane proposition. But the fact that 3 players haven't committed to this full buy is a little interesting to me. Perhaps speaking to what they want to do into the next round, but for now, the hit's coming out onto Plat, and it's being neutered once more. That bomb will be planted, so that's something to work with. Scratch that, no plant for them, as Filthy gets that great spray down through smoke. Now Cadenza and Godzu working in the back lines of B site. Need to get something going here. Cadenza with a great shot, and Godzu follows it up. This is doable now, but Gizzy from on the tree position will shut it down. Prevent Rectify from getting any impact into that round. 3 kills found, but that's just really not enough for them at this point. 5 rounds on the board. Orion have just been off to a rolling start. Again, some great showings from Rectify. Some great, clever moves. Some interesting plays. I like that they're doing some unorthodox things, but their players just don't look super comfortable on it right now, and they're not hitting their shots. Seeing some discussion that they didn't have as much time to practice this map as they may have liked. It's sort of showing through. Again, there's some really interesting plays being put in here. They're doing some unorthodox things, forcing the issue in various places where you don't normally see teams do it, and I actually like it quite a bit. The execution just isn't quite there yet. But I think as they settle into this map, we may see a little bit more of that gel. In the meantime, though, this is all Orion's game, and they are having fun with it. Kills have been favoring them most definitely so far. We've already got Gizzy up to 9. Sort of starting to run away with it. Nothing extraordinary, but certainly nothing to sneeze at either. Just a classic 2-3. Pretty vanilla defense here. Playing contain on drop room as opposed to some of the aggression that we've seen. Maybe anticipating that Rectify might be looking to punish it now. Instead, it looks like the hit's going to come out towards long. We've got 2 players grouping up there and a player in main. Player rotating around to meet them as well. But the reinforcements are here. 3 CTs playing the A site, which isn't really a look we've seen that much from Orion. They're going to be ready for this defense. Are they not? SGM answering back to start things out. Anti hits a shot as well. These are kills going every which way, but they mostly favor Orion. Now 2 players left alive. Low health for Cadenza, but low health on 2 of the Orion players as well. So this is doable. Bomb should be planted in just a moment, and Nightmare catching out Orion makes this very doable now. 2 on 2. Bomb planted. Good, strong positioning from Nightmare on the headshot position, and he catches another. That's helped down, and all rests on Filthy. Filthy alone's going to catch the first, but can't transfer the spray to the second. Rectify Gaming finally got on the board off the back of a pretty impressive play from Cadenza and Nightmare. Back to pistols for Orion already. That's a little surprising to me considering they won 5 in a row. But Rectify did a good job of keeping their numbers somewhat limited, and some unorthodox buys early on from Rectify meant there had to be some rebuys as well. Filthy, though, going to show that the pistol won't slow him down, trading out with Atlas. 2 players off the server, and now the early flank from the drop room boost gets shut down. That's Gizzy dead. Nightmare with the kill. Bomb should be planted in just a moment, and these pistols have already been pushed out of sight. There's a CZ and armor on help, so that's perhaps worth saving. But they're actually just going to set up for exits. We've got a long flank coming in from Anti. Might try and catch players as they avoid the bomb. Still going to be a bit of a tricky position to play, especially since he's giving a lot of space to it. He's got a drop room player. Could take a bit of a more aggressive angle here, but opts not to. They're going to start to make their escape. That bomb is definitely not getting defused. And it's all going to be on Anti to see if he can grab a kill and get a gun away from here. There's going to be players behind them, so it'll be unlikely that he'll be able to get away with that rifle. And in fact, he'll get no rifle indeed. 4 players still up for the Rectify side. See if his teammates can salvage something. That's exactly what Help's trying to do, but just a second too late. Unable to get to the rifle. Nothing doing in that round, really, for Orion. 2 on the board for Rectify. Now, Orion have another buy coming out here, but they've had to completely bankrupt themselves. They've dug right into their pockets and pulled out every dime and penny. And for that, they get a double op. Orion have SGM and Gizzy on the server with the ops. So this could be a bit of an impactful play. We haven't seen that so far. And it looks like they're going to play 1 to each site. A little bit of an interesting positioning from Gizzy with this op. He's going to go for a more traditional play onto platform now, but Filthy's already pushed up so aggressively on plat. He's looking for that kill through smoke, and as it dissipates, he'll find Nightmare. Perfect play from Filthy. That aggression, again, just shuts down the push from Rectify. They have no map control anywhere, and SGM is going to punish them for not taking that map control, peeking out of long and grabbing another kill. Orion is looking strong in this round, and another kill piles up. That's Atlas off the server. 2 players still up, Godzu and Harden. This is a tall ask. 1 minute on the clock. Making some noise over towards B, perhaps trying to buy some space for his teammate, but as I say that, they're actually going to fall back away. So Godzu and Harden look like they want to meet up and try and get onto a site. If they time it just right, they might be able to get onto a site with only 2 players up. But now Godzu's been spotted, so that's unlikely to happen. And they are committing to this B-bomb site. Only 30 seconds to work with. Filthy in good position to catch them off. We'll trade one out. Now it all rests on Godzu. The one man alone gets nothing done as the op finds him instead. 6 rounds for Orion. They're right back in the driver's seat. Rectify should have another bye here. And indeed they do, but it might be a somewhat broken buy. Pistols being tossed around. 3 rifles, 2 pistols. And again, the double op to face off against. Godzu trying to figure out what the play is here. Sneaky positioning from Anti right around this A-main corner. Could catch them out as they come through. Ooh, the flash instead will not quite work out, not blinding up any of the Rectify side. Instead, they'll get the easy kill onto Anti as he runs right into their crosshairs. Now the onslaught is on A, and everything's coming up. Rectify, kills flying back and forth. SGM finally chimes back in, and that's the bomb as well. The bomb was getting aggressive, but Harden pre-sprays the angle and grabs the kill. So now 2 players to try the retake. Nightmare's low, but otherwise not a lot of an inroad into this round for Orion. Looks like Rectify are ready to get back in control. And now it's all on Gizzy, and he's just going to fall away. AWP, worth saving, absolutely. He's also got full utility and a set of armor. If he can keep this alive, this will be tremendous for the Orion side. Rectify do a good job to rally themselves off of that loss, avoid economic reset, put themselves back into position. This is also going to be the reset for Orion. It's going to be a little tricky to come through. Gizzy grabs a kill onto Godzu. Still kept us all alive, but there is a good flank coming in from Nightmare. He may have no HP, but he might have the angle. Indeed, he will. He'll catch Gizzy, so that's the op off the server, and an op that can be retrieved as well for the Rectify side. So this is dire straits for Orion. They've got to save. Armor comes out. Looks like they're going to go for a bit of a pistol force. But again, not a lot to do here. Two SMGs at least, UMP and CZs, otherwise a gun you're seeing more and more of in competitive CS. Comfortable buy for Rectify. This is good positioning from them, but Gizzy with a hopping boost is going to catch off Godzu. Not the way you want to get this anti-eco round started. Rectify slows everything down, having lost that player in drop. I mean, that just, it's everything you don't want to have happen. That early drop control probably figures prominently in their plans for this round, and losing that's going to send them reeling. Instead, they're going to group up all 4 towards B, and this could be the correct read if they can get out of the site quickly, as there are only 2 defenders. They have the range advantage again, although a gun has been retrieved on help, and he is playing that drop room position. That AK could be deadly. And still, they've got a player far back to throw this. They're going to throw this once more. Right over. That time it doesn't work. Not so hot that time. And the early kills go their way, though. Help trying to get back into this side. Might be able to catch the planter, but instead he'll be caught from Chicken Coop. Kills going the way of Rectify. They're catching people left and right. Everything coming out Millhouse. Last player around Rock. That's Anti with a CZ. Will get run down. So 4 rounds on the board for Rectify. Despite the fluffed smoke, everything works out. Now, one of the issues with the way they're playing that utility, you know, throwing that smoke from way back far, is A, if it fluffs, what was the point? And B, by the time that player can rejoin up, a lot of time has passed, so he needs his 4 teammates to make an impact by the time he can be useful. There's also the possibility that if a late flank was coming up through Museum, that he'd actually get caught out. So I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that position to throw a smoke. It's a little unorthodox, it's a little risky. This time we're going to see that drop room boost popping right up. They might catch somebody up, but there's no aggression so far. Rectify have been punished so often with this drop room boost that they're just going to give it a lot of space. Not even challenging it at all. Nightmare. Oof, the timing doesn't work out. Jizzy has a good position now. Oh, if he walks around the corner at just the wrong moment, this P250 at this range is deadly, and he'll get the AK. Great play from Gizzy in the boost position. Now there's a rifle retrieve. They had basically nothing going into this, but Orion already have an impact and a man advantage. Rectify need to figure out which site they're going to, and they need to do it fast, because things are going to start to stack up. And speaking of stacks, there's 4 men on the A bomb site. The rifle's not here. It's opting to play solo plat, but these tight angles on hill, oh, they won't check it. Anti manages to get 2 before he gets taken down. That's way more kills than they should have given him. And now the USP is at range. Sneaky positioning from Filthy is going to catch the bomb planter. Now it's all on Godzu. He's the only one still up. He'll catch the first, but he's being double peeked and can't get it done in the face of the crossfire. 7 rounds for Orion. Again, they're back in that risky position of reset potential. Money's not really there, and the money is still there for Rectify to get a buyout. Godzu's going to be severely limited, but otherwise his team's actually looking pretty decent. The up of SGM needs to have impact in this round. He's the most dominant gun on the server, and he needs to show why. Because otherwise, Rectify are going to reset them right again, and that lead should evaporate in the wake. Running right onto site, it's already pretty much been given up. Gizzy's going to have the most forward positioning around Statue, and he'll catch 1 and a second as well. Good play from Gizzy. This bomb needs to go down. They need to eliminate that Chicken Coop player, but Cadenza's in tricky positioning, weaving right between the two. Can't quite land the spray, and Gizzy with a 4K is going to decimate the Rectify side, secure that site. Very impressive play there from Gizzy. Tricky position or under the smoke on Statue. Manages to get 2 there, then switches over to Chicken Coop, catches another, and wow, his attempted spray down just completely goes awry, and he gets the kill anyway. Anti with a tricky boost is going to grab these kills. Actually, Anti's not even the boosted player. We'll grab them anyway. Just firing down these pistol players. Anti is having himself an eco field day. That's a 4K already. Does he go for the ace? He's actually going to fall back to a reload. I think it's time for Anti to go hunting. Might as well at this point, right? It's Godzu alone with a deagle. Again, never count a deagle out. There's some miracle plays that can be done, but there's a lot of targets to find here for Godzu. 3 players on his site. Bomb in hand. Armor as well. They have no information as to his position, but SGM doesn't care. Watching the right angle will catch out Godzu. 9 rounds in this half for Orion. Unfortunately, Rectify has had some good rounds here or there, but they've never really been able to take a full momentum swing. I think the most they've strung together is 2, which, seeing as they have 4 rounds, isn't that surprising. But they have another opportunity here. They've got rifles up. They're faced off against a full rifle buy as well. Somewhat limited utility, but they have a decent amount of smokes to make a take happen. You just need to avoid giving up this early pick. As I say that, SGM takes that early pick away from them. Doesn't matter what they're trying to give up. SGM's going to go and take it. So 4 men alive. This seems to be a bit of a familiar situation for Rectify. Losing that early pick, playing 4 on 5, just really hampers any of their options for executing onto a site. Let alone the utility that they already lost. I mean, 1 smoke, but when you have this little to execute with, that's significant. If Rectify can get themselves to 5 rounds, then it's comfortable. You know, they can get something doing in their CT half. 4 is a little tricky because you lose pistol and things are looking rather rough. But the hit's going to come out towards B plat. There's 3 players here to receive them, and Kizzy going to hit it up early. Harden, though, with a great 2K. Spray down is going to get them right back into things. And now help from drop room. Needs to get something done, but that Molotov is going to make life difficult. The smoke perhaps going in a second too early, as help may have been burned out if that hadn't been deployed. They're going to boost a player up to drop, but they're so terrified of getting this bomb down. Godzu needs to get the plant going early. They're caught out, and now Anti with a quick flank is going to catch a player. They have no room to work with. They need to get this bomb down, and they've got no HP to work with either. 2 players still alive on the site. Bomb finally planted, but these nades can kill them. I mean, HEs at this point are their worst enemy. Doesn't take much. A stiff breeze will knock them over, and Anti illustrates that perfectly. Help chiming in with a nice headshot as well. So 10-4 out of a really dominant half for Orion. Orion just looked like a much more comfortable team on this map. They've shown it the entire time. You know, their rotations have been on point. They've been watching the right positions. They've been exploiting gaps in utility and smokes in Molotovs well. And Rectify haven't quite had the play level that they need on Cobblestone. This time they're going to go for a fast play out A main. It seems Gizzy going to be the player who's been tested. He's come up strong previously. We'll see if he can do the same again. Spots the shoulder peek from one player and will nail it on the second peek. He's got reinforcements from SGM as well. Oof. 4 kills already fallen off the server, and the 5th goes the way of SGM. A 4K with the op to close out the half. 11-4 for Orion. I was speaking about them dominating. They illustrated it perfectly in that round, not even allowing the Rectify Gaming side to get onto a site as they tried to entry. Just obliterated. And again, speaking about team play and coordination on the map, Rectify peeked 1 by 1 into a rifle and an op. You can't do that if you want to stay alive, especially not with a choke point like A main. We'll see if Rectify can get a little bit more going on their CT side. They're going to keep a kit up, which is great. Good to have. 4 sets of armor as well. A lot more utility coming out of the Orion side. 2 smokes and 4 flashes to play with, as well as a lot of decoys to maybe disguise where those flashes are going at which time. And that utility is just going to come sailing right into the site. Smokes flying out. Flashes as well, going to bully the way for Orion to slide right into the bomb site, around the flank into Pizza, but the Chicken Coop player is going to give them trouble. Nightmare, he's getting run down now, can't stay up. Now his teammates need to rotate. Kills flying every which way. Not the way of Rectify, though, as only Godzu remains. Nearly gets one done, but now he's got a lot of targets in his face, and they're just going to hunt. They don't care. They want these kills. They want to shut this round down. Bomb's already been planted. Godzu with 2 great taps, but not enough. Orion take the pistol. Since Rectify Gaming only had 4 rounds, that pistol is deadly. Second half pistol was what Rectify needed to get into the game, and unfortunately they don't have it. So now they're going to go for the Force. They're aware of how slim of a margin they have for success on this map. Comeback time, I see in chat. That's a heck of a comeback if it's going to happen. This is the round where it needs to start. We saw pistols be very effective in the first half. We'll see if Rectify can have the same success. Harden with a sneaky position boosted up in the smoke with the CZ. That can be deadly. Catch 1 or 2 players off, and all of a sudden, The nature of this round is completely changed. But sprays through smoke, not favoring the Rectify side. As I say that, Help actually gets caught out. A little bit of a kneecap shot there from the 5-7 to drop him down low. Ooh, but the hit's going to come towards Atlas, and he's looking the wrong way. Filthy just walks out and sprays him down. That's not great positioning, and the second A player is gone. So the site's already been taken, and Gizzy can cut off the rotation. 1, 2, can't get the third, but it's only Godzu still alive in the server. 4 players still up. They know his position. The bomb can be planted for free, and they can just start to shut down his routes of exit. Just a QSP to get this kill. He will do so. And that's a rifle retrieved at least, so something doing, and a second kill as well. The timing, ooh, the timing. There's not a third player here. He doesn't expect it, but there is. Filthy catches the kill. So 2 players still alive. Not quite as many as Orion was hoping to keep up, but with this kind of a margin in round lead, it's not that big of a deal if they take some economic losses. And Rectify, having not gotten much done, is going to need to go for that full save. Godzu's going to buy the CZ, but that's all they'll have in this round. And 3 Mac 10s on the other side. The run and gun eco round spray down king. It's ready. 4-man flank coming through from the Rectify side. That's a bit of a tricky position, but they might be expecting it. And at this point, the Mac 10 is going to go to work. Gizzy has 4 targets to find and not enough bullets to do it. He's got to switch to the pistol instead. Antil helps out a little bit, but there's just nothing doing for Rectify. 5 players still alive for Orion, and they're on to round 14. Rather, round 19, but 14 for Orion. Rectify have rifles at least. They've got the M1s. FAMAS on Cadenza. There's something to work with here. Not as much utility as they might hope. And there's a lot of utility and a lot of rifles on the Orion side. They're not slowing down at all. They're going to take this fast contact play right out onto B. Try and get these kills as quickly as possible. And Godzu's going to be tested. Help chiming in. Help with a second as well. Godzu with a nice 2K spray down from on plat is unfortunately not going to be able to get any more. Now it's a 2v3 with the CTs locked out of sight. That's a great Molotov to keep the player bottled up in drop room. Bomb's been planted. Spreaded post-plant positions from Orion, and it's just going to all fall away immediately. Orion's playing these post-plants beautifully. 15 rounds on the board. Map and match point. 11 potential match points for Rectify to get back into this. And a broken buy to do it. Deagle on Atlas. 3 UMPs and 1 rifle. Meanwhile, every toy in the toy chest for the Orion side. Looks like they're going to play 3 over towards B early, but ooh, Godzu's got a sneaky positioning here, and he's heard the cue. He knows the player's coming down. Blinded up. He's not going to be able to save his teammate, but as soon as that flash dissipates, he'll catch the kill. It's all he'll get, though Atlas answers back as well. Good positioning here as they're going to start to move out. But the flank comes in from drop room. They haven't even brought the bomb to site. The bomb is all the way back in T-spawn. Not sure if that was an error in communication or if Orion just felt like doing some DM. Now a 2v2. Cadenza and Atlas are up and probably trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Why hasn't the bomb been planted? Why haven't they tried to get onto a site? The answer is they left the bomb at home. They forgot about it. A minute on the clock. 2v2. Defense is split. At this point, you almost hope they start cheating over to a site. Just gamble, right? Bet it all on black. And you're going to see a little bit of that as Atlas plays a bit of a cheat roll over on A, but now Cadenza is starting to cheat away as well, and that's the wrong read. This is the moment where they need to group up. And that flash will give the information away, although actually seems Cadenza's a little confused as to where it's going. No, Cadenza, sorry, is on the site. Atlas is a little confused. Maybe he's just going to retrieve the rifle. Now 1 player up. It's SGM, a 1v1 to close the game. If SGM has this, that's the map. Cadenza needs to keep his team alive. Going to have the angle, now spots the player, but the plant will come in. Ooh, taps it to fake it. SGM with great positioning going to catch Cadenza. Aim punch comes in, and it's over. Orion with a quick and brutal performance on this cobblestone map. Sweep aside, Rectify Gaming 16-14. There were some flashes of good play from Rectify, some clever plays, but the execution and the team play just wasn't quite there on this cobblestone map, and Orion clearly was better prepared. So that's going to be it from us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Darth Mike. You can follow me at Darth Mike on Twitter, and I'm here on behalf of CSGMTV.tv. You can follow them either at CSGM_official on Twitter, or you can go over to CSGM.tv for all your casting needs. And once again, that's going to be it. Good night, everybody, and as always, you frag, we cast.